Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal video today. If you do enjoy earwax removal videos, we post new ones every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM UK time. So if you're not subscribed already and you do enjoy the video, then please consider subscribing. So to give you a little bit of background into the patient you're about to see in this video today, this very, very lovely lady came through to our Cardiff clinic with a little bit of trepidation, I might add, because she'd already been seen by two other audiologists at two other clinics and didn't have a very good experience in both clinics. The first time the lady found that the wax removal really, really uncomfortable and was told that her ear was nice and clear when obviously it's not, which you'll see in the video in a second. And the second time, the lady asked the audiologist to abandon what they were doing because it was causing bleeding in the ear. It was very, very painful. Without further ado, we shall go on and take a look at this video for you. So I'll just pop that up onto the screen. So as you can see here, when we're looking into this patient's ear canal, you can see we've got a very, very dark piece of wax, which is sitting very, very deep in the canal. We've also got some lighter material around the outside edge. So you can see where the wax has been removed previously, because you can see the remnants of it stuck around the outside edge here. Now we've got some very dry skin around the outside edge, and the lady has been putting a little bit of olive oil in here, which is tried to, in an attempt to loosen this wax. Now the canal itself is very, very narrow, which limits the tools that you can use in there. So we're using the fine end here, so a very, very narrow tip to the suction tube. The downside of that, it gives you great maneuverability and precision, but the downside is it doesn't give you a great suction grip, unfortunately. So what you'll see I'm doing here is just probing the wax at the moment, looking for any loose sections of wax or anywhere that I can get a good enough suction grip to try and pull this wax further down the canal. At the moment, it's pushed right up against the eardrum. Now this is the standard size ulnar tube. Watch what happens to the canal walls as we push this in. Watch them collapse in from the sides. Just there. So you could see it just bend in slightly. Now that's the reason we're not using that kind of suction tube here, is although the ear canal would just about accommodate it, it would actually form a suction, almost like a seal around the outside edge. And what you don't want is, as you're suctioning, for those ear canal walls to collapse in around the suction tube, because then it creates a vacuum in that space, and that's going to put pressure on the eardrum and you're going to get this pulling sensation, which is really uncomfortable. So at the moment, we're going to need to keep using the fine end and just very slowly start to work this down the canal. Now I think the back end of this, because the patient was finding the last two removals she had really uncomfortable, I would say the back end of this wax is probably pressed against the eardrum, and where the audiologist has either gone in with the wrong size tube and collapsed that canal as we just saw there. You can actually see a little bit of red there on the end of the tube. That's dried blood that's actually impregnated into the wax. Which happened at the second attempt that this lady had to have this wax removed. So you can see here we're just sort of pushing into the wax. It's very soft, just create a little groove in the center. Now I've done that on purpose because I want to be able to try and collapse these sides into one another to be able to get a better grip, a smoother side to work on. So if you take this groove out of the center, which is what we're doing now, you've got a better chance of collapsing those in. So we've got that little bit of a groove there. There's a loose section here at the front, at the bottom of the wax. So I'm just going to remove that and just going to work on that a second. I'm going to have to tell you a funny story while this is going on. I was actually putting my son to bed last time. My son's only 5 years old. It's his birthday on Friday. And he was in the shower and I got a little bit of water in his ear, and he was complaining that the wax then would become too mushy and I'd have to put olive oil in it to clear it out, because he'd seen one of my videos. And he told me he was my biggest fan. So I've got to say hello to my son. So hello, Theo. He maybe promised I'd say hello to him in the video. So we can see we're struggling a little bit here just to get this out. So what I'm doing now, I'm just going to have to use the Jobson horn just to pull these sides in. Okay, I don't want to go behind the wax because it's probably pushed up against the eardrum. So it would be very, very dangerous to push that in behind it and try and draw it down. But you can see what I've done there is collapse the left side down onto the center of the wax. And when we've done that, you've got this really smooth edge to work on, which is going to hopefully give us a little bit of a better suction grip. Now you can see that's what's happening, because look, as we move the wax, it lifts off the base of the canal and then starts to move forwards. Now wax is always difficult when it's in this deep and it's hardened up on the edges like this one is. It's always really, really difficult to remove, and the lady's got quite a pronounced bend towards the back end of the canal as well. So there's a lot of factors holding this wax in, and it's kind of dried to the canal wall. potentially may well have dried to the eardrum as well. So I've got a little bit of movement here, but we do need to get this moving a little bit better. So I've introduced a little bit of olive oil in the canal, which is going to do two things. It's going to help with the suction grip, and it's also going to work underneath the wax, so it's going to be able to pull forward a little bit more easily. So we're going to hold on to the same place we were just working on there, very gently working our way down. You can see see how the wax is moving just a little bit more freely now we've introduced the olive oil in there. So we've got that little bit more movement to the wax. There we go. We're just trying to lift it now. It's a case of when you're doing this kind of procedure on very difficult wax like this, holding on to it very, very gently. And every movement you make, you have to do very slowly. There we go. You see it just pulled that forwards. See how it's brought it down the canal. So that's going to be taking it away from that eardrum, which is going to be a heck of a lot more comfortable for the patient when you're taking this away. And you can see that the olive oil's just blurred the camera just ever so slightly there, but we've got this loose section. I'm just bringing around from the bottom right corner of the wax, trying to feed it around the wax to draw this out. Don't forget, if we can break little bits off this, it's going to make it small enough to get out. There we go. You can see you've got a bit of loose hard wax there and skin. There we go. So that's come away from that right hand side. The white material you could see underneath there was the actual skin itself. The darker material on the top was the wax. Just coming away here. Don't forget to leave me some comments in the section below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, I do try and read. I'm trying to respond to as many as I can, but as I said in the last video, we are really, really busy at the moment, which is, don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic position to be in, but it doesn't leave me a lot of time to get the edits and stuff done. So I do try and respond to as many as I possibly can. Now we're holding on to this little bit of skin that we detached on the right side of the wax there and brought that forwards. I'm using the forceps here. I don't want to pull it out with the forceps. I want to bring it forwards and wedge it into the outer part of the ear canal, because it's too soft to pull out with a forceps. There you go. But we've brought it forward, actually stuck it in that section. Now this is the wider tube. I'm hoping that we can get a good grip on this without it collapsing the canal down. So I'm always looking at the canal walls there. You just saw a little collapse there. I'm trying to keep this suction firmly onto the wax, because that way then that will hold on to it without it causing this collapsing, but it's just too loose. So I've gone back in now with the Jobson horn. Don't forget, it's further away now, so we can safely get in there just to chip this front end off. There we are. You can see the skin debris around that as we start to pull this next section. That's taking the top section away there. So we're just going to lift this, try and feed it down the canal, take these looser bits away there. We can actually just start to see the top there, the eardrum as well. Got that skin. Now skin's a great one to get a good grip on, because it'll hold tight in the suction, so it means you can get a much tighter grip, especially with this fine end. But you can see taking all these little pieces away, just working this block down. Now that's a lot freer. That just shot forwards then, so we should be able to get a hold on this top. Fingers crossed, roll this. I just broke a little bit away. Just roll it down then into the entrance. There we are. There it is. It's moving. We've got another piece of skin now. It's great. We're going to get a grip on there. Aim for that section. Just there. There you go. And the whole thing came away then. Perfect. I will just take a look behind you. You can see a little flap of dry skin there. Take a look at the eardrum. Look at the brown pieces on that eardrum. That's the back end of the wax. So this was actually attached to the eardrum itself. Now, the patient's already been through 3 procedures and not very comfortable ones at that. So I'm going to leave those last few pieces there. The next time this patient has a bath or a shower, it's going to take those away safely. We don't want to go poking the fine end onto that and causing any discomfort, or, you know, at worst case scenario, it's going to cause a tear or something like that. So we'll just let that water wash that away there. Sorry, let's go back to the normal view. There we go. So you could see with that wax there, it looked quite minuscule when you actually see it on the paper at the end there. But such a difficult one to do. It was very, very deep. I mean, I can understand why the previous audiologist had a little bit. I've just realized I've done all that with my glasses on. The previous audiologist had some difficulty taking that wax away. It was a very awkward position to be in. But you've always just got to be really gentle and always be really mindful of how the patient's feeling when you're doing these procedures. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, guys, give me a thumbs up. Drop us a comment section below. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I am taking some well-earned leave. It's been so busy here, and I'm taking a couple of weeks off. So this will be the last video now for probably about 2 weeks. I haven't really had time to edit in. I'm really sorry. I normally do it, but I really haven't had time this time. So I shall see you about a fortnight. Today will be the next video. By all means, go through the back catalogue, have a look at some other videos. If you come up with some suggestions where you're looking back over videos of things we could try that's slightly different, drop them into the comment section below. We love reading them. As always, guys, have a lovely couple of weeks. I am going to have some very well-earned rest. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. And I shall see you in a couple of weeks' time. All the best. Hi, everybody. This is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal video today. If you do enjoy earwax removal videos, we post new ones every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 p.m. UK time. So please consider subscribing. So just give you a little bit... Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal video today. If you do enjoy new earwax... Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber. Hi everybody, this is Rhys Barber from Audiology Associates. Thank you very much for watching our earwax removal video today. If you do enjoy new earwax removal videos, we post... Come on. Okay. Right, let's get this right this time.